Bonjour, I am Teacher Paul and I teach French. Today we are learning the French liaison. I will first tell you what is a liaison and then explain when to use it or not. Ok, ready? C'est parti! What is a liaison? In French, when a word starts with a vowel or a silent H, we will very often link its pronunciation with the previous consonants, which normally wouldn't be pronounced. Par exemple, in the sentence, les hôpitaux sont ouverts. The words hôpitaux and ouvert start with a silent H and a vowel. Therefore, I have to link them with the previous silent consonant. So, instead of saying les hôpitaux sont ouverts, I should say les hôpitaux sont ouverts. This is called a liaison. It contributes to the natural flow and rhythm of spoken French. It makes speech sound more elegant and connected. For many of you, it can make listening French difficult because many words are connected to each other. So don't worry if you struggle understanding French speaking. It's totally normal, and with time and practice, you'll master it too. Let's now see how to pronounce the liaison. How to pronounce the liaison. S and X sound like a Z. The S or X at the end of the first word will turn into a Z sound. Par exemple, les amis, deux écoles. D sounds like a T. The letter D pronunciation changes to T. Par exemple, grand immeuble. Quand on part. Nasal N sounds like N. As you know, the letter N will not be pronounced if it's combined with a vowel to form a nasal sound. Par exemple, on prend un bus. We shouldn't hear the N sound here. But when this N is used in a liaison, we will pronounce it. Par exemple, on arrive en Espagne. When to pronounce the liaison. The liaison is not only difficult to hear, it can also be difficult to use as it's not applied every time. Let's see together when to pronounce the liaison. Here are a few examples of words and situations where liaison is required. After a determiner. French words usually come along with a little word called a determiner, such as indefinite and definite articles, possessive adjectives, and others. Here are some examples of determiner you might know. Les hôtels, une école, des avions, ces éléphants, quelles idées, mes enfants. After a subject pronoun. Liaisons are also used between subject pronouns and verbs. Ils ont une maison. Nous avons une fille. Or between subject pronouns and pronouns. Vous y allez. After an adjective. The liaison is also required when an adjective is followed by a noun. This noun can be singular or plural. Un petit oiseau. Un grand immeuble. Il est 2 heures. After single-syllable adverbs, conjunction and prepositions. Par exemple, dans un instant. Elle est chez elle. Je suis en Italie. Il parle sans arrêt. C'est très amusant. In a compound noun. In French, compound words and phrases are usually connected with hyphen. In most cases, they follow liaison rules. Par exemple, les États-Unis, peut-être, avant-hier, tout à l'heure. When is the liaison optional? Some liaisons have tend to vanish over time. Nowadays, liaisons are often associated with refined French speech. The more you incorporate them, the more sophisticated your speech will sound. Let's see in which circumstances the liaison is optional. After some single-syllable adverbs like pas, trop, and for. For example, there are two ways to pronounce the following sentence. Il n'est pas ici. Il n'est pas ici. After être and avoir. The liaison will also be optional after the verbs être, to be, and avoir, to have. Par exemple, elles ont une voiture. Or, elles ont une voiture. Il est arrivé. Or, il est arrivé. Between a plural word and an adjective. Il a des enfants aimables. Or, il a des enfants aimables. Before a name. When dealing with common French names, we usually don't use the liaison, but you might hear some people using it still. However, if the name is foreign name, it's better to not do the liaison to avoid misunderstanding. C'est Étienne, le coach. C'est Étienne, le coach. When not to pronounce the liaison. Let's finish this video by learning the situations when the liaison should not be used in French. After the word et. This is probably the most important one. You should never do the liaison after the word et, and. Elles ont un chat et un chien. Before words that begin with an aspirated H. In French, the letter H is always silent. Yet, in old time, some words had a pronounced H. Even if the H is not pronounced anymore, those words still refuse to use the liaison. Par exemple, les héros, les haricots, les hanches, les Hollandais. After a verb, except être and avoir. Par exemple, elle mange une glace. Nous faisons attention. Before numbers 8 and 11 and after the number 100. As mentioned earlier, liaisons are usually used after the numbers. Yet, there are exceptions. Liaisons are absent before the numbers 8 and 11 and after the number 100. Il est 11 heures. Vous avez 8 stylos. J'ai roulé pendant 108 kilomètres. Et voilà, you now know what the liaisons are and how to use them. I invite you to practice using what you've learned in your own sentences and share them with me in the comments below. Thanks for joining me today and see you in the next video. À bientôt!